What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today is a first time VOD review of a player. This is DVQ, another Vietnamese player, so we've been doing a lot of YBY1 VOD reviews and he's been absolutely popping off, so I thought, let's see what else the Vietnamese region has to offer. So this is DVQ. He's done very well in previous tournaments, so during Runeterra Reforged, he went first at the first regional cup they have, which I assume is the same thing as our KDA Cup and those cups we have. He also did very well at the Asian Cup during Monsters Attack, so he's been a fairly consistent, strong Vietnamese player. And right now there is another sort of cup tournament going on in Vietnam, which is this SEA Open Cup. I can't really find that much more information about it, so if anyone has a link to the Liquipedia page for it, because all the Chinese tournaments have pages on Liquipedia, and for some reason, also he pre-levels here. Interesting. Same thing as YBY1. I feel like Vietnamese players seem to really like this pre-level here, especially when they don't have a chosen they really want, and they have potential odds of picking up Heartsteel units. This one tends to be the strongest I actually pair with. It's called the Something of the Martyr. This one tends to just be really solid. I don't really love random ones that much because it really restricts your positioning. If you want to play an AD comp, like a Yone type comp, and we have Hodge potentially open, you can pick this one up. And then the Chalice is just good if you want to play something AP. He is going to go for this, so maybe, especially with that True Damage Yasuo in shop, maybe we're going to look towards some kind of melee based comp. He's going to slam this here and then maybe make a Hodge. The only downside to making something like a Hodge is that it kills really good components. But yeah, he's just going to go for it. So yeah, the reason why you don't see Hodge slam too often, at least in NA, but it seems like item prio was so different in Vietnam, is that Tier kills blue buff component, glove kills IE component. For the people who really like playing that AD flex type gameplay, it makes it very hard to get to a blue buff IE Ezreal later in the game. But he's just gonna go for it. It's definitely his best slam in this spot, especially with the True Damage Yasuo. And if he could maybe get to some kind of 4 True Damage board, he would absolutely be chilling. But yeah, I interrupted myself, but if anyone has information about this tournament, please let me know, because I can't even find a score sheet for it. I really just found this player's VODs. I wanted to watch YBY1's VODs from the tournament, but I can't find his VODs either. I think maybe he either didn't stream it or I don't know. So yeah, this is one of the only people who I immediately found VODs of, because Clement Chu, this guy on Twitter who follows a lot of different TFT scenes that I don't really. I'm not able to follow, and I'm pretty sure this guy used to follow League of Legends, old League of Legends, a caster or something like that. He was tweeting about this tournament, and really cool. So I can actually see what's going on in this tournament, because I was just gonna go to YBY1's VODs. I saw basically no VODs of him actually playing in tournament, and then I was just oh, okay, all good. If anyone knows where a YBY1 VOD is from this tournament, also please let me know, because I'd love to watch that. But it's still really cool to see how the meta differs in a completely different region in a tournament like this, which is, I mean, I think it's a pretty big open qualifier. I think, yeah, this is the round of 256, so it's even more. NA is top 160 get to play in a tournament basically, and half of them, or the top 32 of them, don't even play in the first day. But this is round of 256, so it's a pretty large open qualifier, which means I imagine there'll be a pretty big disparity in skill. I don't know what this lobby even really looks like, but I assume there'll be some really strong players and some weaker players. You're just gonna go for the Edge of Night here onto the Yasuo. So yeah, we're looking to play into some kind of melee carry here, Zed I really think of with this setup. You could do something like Viego, even an Akali. The stats look quite good on stuff like Edge of Night, and just AD damage, 80 items in general. So we'll see. Also interesting that he didn't even level to 5 that last round. Yeah, I'm just cruising through this VOD review, but he said, I don't really need to level 5 on that round. Now he's gonna level 5 because he's 4 streak, and yeah, he's fighting not a very strong board. I mean, his board is really strong, so I could certainly see this board 100 streaking with the 4 True Damage, the Yasuo headliner, and the Kennen 2. This is definitely a strong enough board to streak here. Sadly, can't make 30 gold, just 1 gold off here. But that does mean he gets to hold on to some other stuff. That's a Caitlyn immediately, but like we were talking about, it's kind of awkward to play something like a Caitlyn in this spot. He does get Superfan in here, which is really nice on this board, just to get a 3rd item onto Yasuo, especially because this belt might end up being something like an Evan Shroud. We'll see what it ends up being. Item-wise here, the slams are quite awkward. Not really much that you can make in this spot. but he does just get to make 40 gold. And yeah, he's in a really, really good spot, quite rich here, and obviously healthy because he's on a 5 streak. If he continue this streak, he might just bowl over this lobby. I definitely think when you are playing in open qualifiers like this, you know, like when I was playing in like the North American Cups, which also there is a North American Cup going on probably right now as you're watching this video, the KDA Cup. I'm going to be co-streaming it, I believe. I know Kai wanted to as well, so we might be on his channel. So if I'm not live, go check Kai's channel, Watanabe_Kai on Twitch. But we'll be trying to do some kind of co-stream for that. I have to like leave kind of early, but yeah, I mean the Hodge with already a Hodge slammed has to be the take, right? The only downside is you don't actually have an amazing holder of it. It could go on like the Kennen or the Gnar or something like that. I guess maybe the Amumu, but I don't know. But I mean, I feel like with one Hodge slammed, you just have to take this here. He's gonna look Kennen? Gnar? I would think Kennen here. He's definitely thinking about it. Yeah, he goes for the Kennen here. Which, yeah, I mean, with 4 true damage, the Kennen should do okay damage. It's also going to make him survive a little bit longer, get more casts off, stun more people. So, pretty solid. The positioning is also, like, kind of interesting, though I guess you sort of have to position in this line with this setup. Because, like, normally you don't want your melee carry taking aggro instantly. The nice thing is we have Edge of Night here, so you can do this. But, you know, like the old... Ooh, that is a very, very nice pickup here. The Akali, which is going to let us potentially play for 6 true damage if we can pick up the Senna. So that would be something really, really nice. He's thinking about just playing it right now over this Amumu for Guardian. But yeah, I don't think with no items, the Akali's going to do an insane amount of work. Obviously, these items will work very well on her, so we already kind of have an idea of what we want to play for with this Edge of Night and the Hodge. The question is, what are we going to play around this Akali? We don't really have a spat yet. Critical true damage is a little bit awkward when you don't have a spat, so it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird. So yeah, at this point, we would like one more Akali item. Something like a red buff would do really well. Something like a death blade would do really well, but we don't actually have a lot of those components. He's going to pick up Viego here with these components. And okay, look, I'm acting like I don't know what the final comp is, but I did actually take a look and see what the final comp was here, because it's a comp that I really, really want to highlight, because we pick up this Akali already. We have this Viego here. We are definitely in DVQ's mind thinking about angling towards Pentakill here, I would say, which is interesting because in North America, this is a comp that is, I mean, it sees absolutely no play whatsoever. People say this Karthus unit is horrible. People think the Viego unit is like pretty solid, but the main problem is you're revolving around this Karthus unit that just like doesn't really do anything. It takes so long to cast. But interestingly, and Clement's tweet highlighted this, which is why this guy, is that allowed? He's in tournament, he just took a phone call. That guy could, that could be, what the heck? I don't know if that's allowed. I'm pretty sure if you're in an NA tournament and the video of you was taking a phone call, the tourney organizers might be kind of sus on that. But I mean, it was only 2 seconds long. Surely they're like, he just got a call from his buddy, play Pentakill here. He's like, yeah, I know. I took the Viego up here. So, in any case, we're on 10 streak here. But yeah, this comp is one that seems really, really popular in Vietnam. A lot of people were playing it in this open qualifier. So I'm really curious to see how it plays out, what decisions he makes around this comp. Because yeah, it's something that NA players don't really play at all. I was watching Soju last night try to play it a little bit, and he was having not too much success. We're rich enough to 4-1 it here, so you pretty much always 4-1 in a spot like this. Alawi, definitely a nice unit to pick up. Often really, really like picking up Poppy in spots like this. The only downside is that we don't really have like the backline right now. We're just playing this Caitlyn, but we don't have 8-bit in for her. We don't have rapid fire in for her either, so it's kind of a really, really awkward Caitlyn. The nice thing though is Poppy with Superfan is just an absolute monster. If she's emo Poppy, then you can easily get Masher in with this Gnar. Sadly, she is Masher Poppy, so we can't get that in. He's gonna go healing orbs here, it looks like. Interesting. I was looking at potentially the uplink value because you have so many items. He's just gonna go with the sword to finish out his components. And yeah, he's still rolling here. He has the Karthus as a potential option to play toward. Like I said, he's really, really looking at this Pentakill option. Yeah, just going to get that in now. Makes a bit more sense with the board because it has Executioner in. We could also potentially look to get Pentakill in over one of these Superfan units, something like Cutting Gnar. We'd have to lose Guardian, but you could get like Pentakill in over that and just play like this random Viego or just some other kind of Pentakill unit. I guess best case scenario, we'd hit like a, I guess like super best case scenario, we would hit, did I say Gnar? I meant Kennen. You could kill like Kennen. Best case scenario, cut Kennen for like a Yorick, and then you get the 4 Masher if you keep Gnar in. Looks like he is cutting down. He actually, yeah, ends up cutting the Gnar here so that he can play 4 true damage on this board, which is a pretty cool version, just because Akali is our main carry right now. So yeah, he's just going to play 4 true damage. Thinks that this is the strongest version of the board, and yeah, I kind of see it. And the IE onto the Akali that he slammed with the You Have My Sword, just going to be a really, really good item for her. Akali just really, really likes AD, just damage. Just make her do a bunch of damage. She has inbuilt healing, so yeah, just build damage on this unit, and she will do very, very well. Ends up selling the Viego pair as well, so I think we're moving a little bit away from the super, super vertical pentakill variation, but I believe, I don't know, we'll see. I believe he ends up getting back into it later. Red buff, we can't pick up because that bow just got stolen. I think that is, we don't have healing reduct on this board, right? We have shred, but yeah, no healing reduct. So picking up red buff would be really, really nice, and it's a really, really nice item on Akali. You kind of have to roll here because we aren't really stable enough to like push 9 in this spot. Our board's just not strong enough yet. Warmog's Poppy's probably best item by far. So definitely a really, really nice pickup here. The only awkward thing about this setup is because of this Banshee's Veil, you kind of have to position weirdly your Evan Shroud. You'd really like Poppy to benefit from it, but you know, when she's all the way on the right side here, she can't actually benefit from it. But oh my god, look at this Hodge Poppy go, by the way. This Poppy unit, like I said, with Superfan is just not okay. Like, she dealt 10k damage there and tanked a ton of that damage as well. She is just not an okay unit whatsoever. Okay, is this also another Vietnamese thing? Because YBY1 kept leaving in the middle of the games. This guy just dips out of the frame as well. I don't know where he's going, but he's like, yeah, I'll just, I mean, you know, the nice thing about TFT compared to something like League or Val is that you can just like get up and leave during a fight, but he didn't even change his positioning here. He's just like, yeah, I mean, my board's really, really strong. I'll just move here. So yeah, that's what he's doing. Nice thing about the setup here. Ooh, and there's the Yorick. I mean, surely he'll come back in time to pick up he just got like his Uber Eats delivered or something like that. Yeah, the Yorick fits, like I was talking about, it's really, really well with this Gnar. He's still not actually playing full pentakill because he had to cut this, but he gets into the 4 Mosher, which is really, really nice on this board for some of these units. He sees Zed too. Is he gonna go for it? Because it's a little bit awkward actually to play for the Zed here. Actually, like, okay, he is gonna put it in, or no, he's gonna buy it, but yeah, he's still trying to figure out exactly how you fit this Zed on this board because it's quite awkward. Gonna make a 3rd Hodge here and a Titans here and an Archangels onto our Karthus here. All solid items. 3rd Hodge obviously can't be bad in a spot like this with Idealism. The only downside about the setup is still no healing reduct on this board. It's gonna make it really hard to chew through some of these like tankier boards. Yeah, I feel like you have to roll in this spot. You have so many like valuable 4-cost pairs. The Karthus, the Akali, and the Echo is also like a really, really valuable upgrade to find. Ends up finding an EDM Zed, but rolls down a lot and still doesn't find anything. This is something weird that I find with this comp, where like, I was even watching Soji play this comp, and he just like couldn't find his upgrades. Also notice that now that we are out of true damage as much, we're into the KDA version of the Akali. It pairs really, really well with this Karthus. I think a lot of you guys probably saw this early on in the set where people play KDA, Akali plus Karthus. But yeah, like, look, it's such an interesting meta shift where like this comp is actually like quite contested in this region, where we saw someone else on that board with Karthus already. Does get Pentakill Viego here, and yeah, he's really, really considering if he wants to sell Poppy for the Viego. You get 5 Penta in, but it wouldn't have Edgelord, and you would drop out of 4 Mosher, so I feel like it might be weaker. Looks like, oh, he's gonna lock for it though. I think he thinks that it is stronger at the end of the day. With these items as well, I would think Poppy would be stronger, but yeah, he is just gonna go for it there. There is a Morello here if he wants to pick up healing reduct. He could also pick up like a Shojin for Karthus. That's also just an Akali too with an Adapticone, which is really, really nice as well. Yeah, still no healing reduct is kind of scary, right? Yeah, still no healing reduct, but that is Akali too, which is really nice. Yeah, he is gonna make the pivot here into 5 Penta and just say, oh, actually, I mean, he drops down to 2 Mosher, so it's not like the Mosher is like wasted or anything like that. And yeah, the Titans actually, I feel like, does pretty well with this Hodge here, healing the Viego back up. Not Viego's best item by any means. Definitely, I would say Warmogs is a much better Superfan item for Poppy than Titans is for Viego, but it's okay enough. But yeah, here we're seeing actually the mirror matchup, our Pentakill board versus the enemy's Pentakill board. We have the Yorick in, which is a really nice differentiator. I didn't think they had it in, but I don't know. I could go back, but that's so much work. But yeah, we are now into the top 4, and yeah, as you can see, like I pointed out, there are 2 people playing this comp in the top 4, I believe. I don't think there's 3, but there's at least 2. Yeah, it's this, a Jax board, and then one other The two Pentakill boards, a Jax board, and then one other board. And I mean, you can see this board actually has a decent matchup if you can get a tanky frontline into Jax, and we just absolutely stomped that Jax board. The only downside is if you don't hit these frontline upgrades, it's really hard for Karthus to kill the Jax, because Karthus just doesn't have that single target damage. But like the tanky Viego, the tanky Akali does a really good job of dodging Jax ults, which is really, really nice. So yeah, there's it's actually a quite solid matchup. He ended up putting a random rod on this Viego, which I'm not really sure. Oh, okay, so he's just using Superfan to pop those items off, and now he has another component just to keep the options open. He can pop stuff over. So yeah, he does this, and then he can move the Evan Shroud back to the Echo. He moved it to the Viego for a round, but that's a nice little tech where, you know, he saw that he had one round where you know, the Viego would definitely be stronger with a third item with the Evan Shroud, and so we popped the items off and just put the items there. So yeah, really, really nice. 50 gold here. This is a really awkward spot because we're 13 HP, and if we fight someone really strong, we could easily die in a spot like this. But we also can't really roll for anything, so we really just have to hope that we live this 6-2 round. This is going to be the this is the Ahri board that we're fighting, which is another Akali Ahri board. So many Akalis out actually in this top 3. I feel like Vietnam really, really likes Akali. Our Akali is getting through most of it, but just barely not enough to win the fight. So it is going to be a third here. But I mean, if we end up, I can just watch through the rest of this game to see. Actually, I want to see who ends up winning out here. This Pentakill board or the Ahri board, because it kind of looks like the Pentakill board is winning out here. They had a pretty similar board to us. The only difference is that they had this Karthus. But look at this, level 9 board just beating out this level 10 Ahri board. Yeah, the big difference is that they were able to hit Yorick too, and just everything else 2-starred. You know, going 9 allows them to actually like hit all of that stuff. So yeah, we'll see if the Ahri board can cap high enough to end up actually beating this board. The Ahri board even has like a random Vex on it for Executioner. It's really like Ahri Akali. It's not this like Sentinel Ahri version that we see so much in North America. It's like Ahri Akali is the name of the game here, which is pretty interesting. Just the difference in meta. Though it looks like in this last fight, the Ahri ends up getting a big enough upgrade. Maybe some frontline upgrades ends up swinging the fight. I mean, it's going to come down to one more fight, stage 7. Okay, let's just watch this last fight to see if the Pentakill board, the other Pentakill board, can end up beating this Ahri board. This board ended up making it to 10. It's always weird to see these Superfan units in so late. But I mean, Hodge onto Akali is really, really nice. So it's this board versus the Akali board. Both actually boards holding the Superfans. It's so interesting. The Giga late game Superfan. This is really bad positioning for the Viego player, though. You saw the Ahri went immediately on to the Yorick and ended up killing it. Oh, it's gonna be one more fight though. The Yorick died really, really quickly, but it still wasn't enough to actually. And yeah, they're saying put the Yorick as far back as possible. Please don't let this Ahri just one-shot my Yorick, because that was actually really unfortunate positioning. I have to imagine if they won with that positioning, then I would think that this player is favored to win out here. But we'll see. They move the Ahri to the left side over here. Once again, trying to hit this Yorick. This Ahri does so much damage. And Yorick getting kind of stuck on this Kiana. The Kiana just repeatedly ulting the Yorick. It's a huge swing in the fight, and it's a loss for the Pentakill player. Still, 2nd and 3rd for Pentakill. I feel like that's something that you never, ever, ever see in North America. This lobby, pretty crazy. 2nd place Pentakill, 3rd place Pentakill. I don't think anyone else... Actually, no, 5th place was also Pentakill. I feel like it's so contested in this region. Maybe something that we'll see pop up more in North America as more people play it, as we get an idea of how to play around it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if anyone has information about this tournament, like a score sheet or something, please let me know, because it's kind of weird. I can't really find it very easily. So let me know. And let me know if you guys want to see more VODs from this tourney. I'll definitely do some VOD reviews of the North American tourney, the KDA Cup. Like I said, go check out either my stream or Kai's stream for our stream of that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.